again. Number one, I have Jalen Phillips for Miami. I mean, I think if he hadn't gotten hurt in college, we'd be talking about him as a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I agree.
One question. And he's got concussion issues, which is obviously scary. But if like his medicals are good from the doctors and like his tools are insane, he's huge, super athletic, super fast. Like I don't see any reason why he's not the best end on the board. 2, I've got Kwity Paye, or not best end, best edge, just in general. 2, I've got Kwity Paye, another just really good player, good athlete, gets after the quarterback really well. Not a whole lot to say. I bet he'll be first off the board, but I think Phillips is the best. Is how I'll put it. 3, I've got Azizo Jalari, who I'm really high on. I'm a Georgia fan, so I might be a little biased, but
go Dogs.
His pass rush instincts are so good. He's such a good athlete. I really looked at how he performed in that Peach Bowl against Cincinnati, where his final college game he won MVP. I don't remember exact stat lines, but he had a sack on Desmond Ridder at the end of the game to seal it for Georgia. And just like playing that well in a big game like that at his age, he's a redshirt sophomore. So that is impressive to me. And then Jason Owen, I have at 4. He's another guy flying up boards. Didn't have a sack last year at Penn State, but his pro day numbers were ridiculous. People recognize how good of a run defender he is, which is an underrated skill for edge rushers. So just like, and if like his measurables project him to be a good pass rusher, so I wouldn't read too much into the 0 sacks.
Yeah, and he's just.
Sorry, 5, I've got Jalen Phillips' teammate, Gregory Rousseau. He's new to the position. He was a wide receiver in high school. But his tools are, again, off the charts. I think this is a really...
7.
Yeah, in general, I think this is a really, like, toolsy edge rusher class. Like, but there's a lot of guys who are, like, raw with those tools.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they seem like a lot more athletes than, like... I don't want to say that because they're all skilled, but, like... These guys are all freak athletes as opposed to you look at other years where maybe a lot of edges just great with their hands. But all of these guys, if they fine-tune those tools, are going to be
like
great NFL
kind of
players.
like last year. It's not like the edge class behind Young was super crazy. Obviously, Young was that freak. But there's some good finds, but I don't think there's nearly the amount of like freaks that you can pick from here. And especially, I think they'll go a little bit later in the draft than people expect because of people just looking at other needs. So I think if you're in the 20s... how
deep other classes are, like other positions are too. This class in general, I think, is deep a lot of places.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So it could see, like, it's still deep here, but it's not as deep as maybe some other positions. And so you might see, like, top-tier edge rushers here falling because there's so many great players in this draft.
I think that goes for every position on defense. I think all 5 quarterbacks and at least 3 wide receivers are going to go top 15. Yep. So, and then you factor in probably 3 O-linemen in the top 3 with Sewell, Slater, and Darashaw.
Yeah.
Or Fire Tucker, And then Pitts is obviously going to be a top 5 pick, top 10.
12 of the first 15 picks are going to be most likely going to be at those offensive positions. So, if you're a team picking in the mid to late first round who needs defense, then I'd be pretty excited for Thursday night.
Totally. So... Or no, it's Andrew's turn. Sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, basically, similar top line. I threw some things... I switched some things around. I love Kwity Paye. I think that Michigan has been a collapsing school organization for the past couple of years, a little longer. Like, they used some weird in schemes that didn't really fit for what he did. And as probably their best player, he should have been given, priority in how they drop their defense and how they run it. So I think Michigan, how they play kind of hurt him, but his physical tools, and you could tell by his instincts, even playing through maybe a less comfortable role. I think he's the best edge in this class. Jalen Phillips, again, right there with him in terms of the raw talent. I had the injuries, had him slip for me because obviously that's a big factor. You can't ignore that. Ojolari, go Dogs, love him. I think he's number 3, just as Cam said. He's got all the tools really to become a great edge in the NFL. Jason Owe, same thing. Don't look into the stats. And then I love Carlos Basham Jr., 6'5", 285. That is a truck of a human being. I think he's able to attack directly at O-line. He doesn't need a lot of skill because he can push and power his way through. Again, Rousseau, he's new to the position, so he does have a lot more upside, I feel. Maybe even not, but if I'm a team, like Basham's got it, I've got more of it right now. I think right now he is a better player, and I believe that he's the 5th best edge in this draft.
Yeah. All right, so for me, I'm going Jalen Phillips out of Miami, number 1. I just think that his tools are a little bit better than what Pay's got. I think Pay might be a little more fundamentally sound, but I love the motor that Phillips has. He pushes through. He plays to the end of plays. He just plays so hard. And not that Pay doesn't play particularly hard. It's crazy how hard that Phillips plays. So yeah, Pay. I like Pay a lot. I think, Pat's sitting at 15. He could be a very decent option. Pair him up with Winovich out of Michigan and Uche, however you say it, who also played at Michigan. I don't know. Maybe there's a little Belichick Harbaugh love. Who knows? And then Jason Owe, freak athlete. The 0 sacks thing doesn't concern me a ton. I think he'll be productive. It's not like he's got great edge rushing fundamentals right now, but as Cam said, he can be really helpful in the run game, and he's just got way too much speed at his size to not be good at the next level. Then Rashad Weaver is someone that no one else has on their board.
I like him too. I think I had him 6 or 7. I'm a big fan of Rashad Weaver.
I like him a lot. He's played in the ACC and just absolutely given ACC tackles problems. And, ACC has there's people in this draft class that are going to go high, such as Darisaw or Jackson Carman out of Clemson, very good tackles that he was dominating, absolutely dominating. I think, coming out of Pitt, he might be a little more, not quite have the fundamentals of some of the other guys playing at these huge programs, but I think, I don't think that's a huge concern. And then Azizo Jalari, I do like him a lot. I just think he's a little undersized, and obviously he's super quick and make up for it. I just think he might have a tough time finding where to play, whether or not you play him as an out. I don't know. Maybe you try to play him as an outside in a 3-4, or he might be a little small to play in the 4-3 as a D end. So I don't know. I really like what he brings to the table, but I'm just not sure about his fit on certain team schemes.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be paired with a big edge where he can they're going to take a bigger lineman. Totally. He can get in a little small. He has a smaller guy on him. He can attack different avenues.
Yeah, totally.
But in that role, he's going to play.
Yeah, and all those guys, I think you could use a 1st-round pick on them, and it's totally worth it. So I just think this edge class is good. This is a good edge class, and it's going to you're going to be able to get some of these guys pick 28, 29 in there, and I think you'd be really happy with what you get. So
I also think a lot of them are kind of scheme dependent. I think teams' rankings will be very different.
Definitely.
That's the thing, the scheme they run. So I think there's the order of it's probably not going to be what a lot of people thought it would be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, again, a lot of these guys are close. I could really see any combination of these guys being how it plays out. I don't think there's a clear number 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I think they're all kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
Depending on how a team wants to play.
Yeah, totally. And I think you could see, Ojolari off the board first, if he just fits into a scheme really well, kind of like Cam said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's tough way to predict. Tough position to predict, that is.
Yeah.